Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Thursday. So, excuse my slurping, but this is like my favorite meal of the day. All right, so I'm trying this vlog thing per request from Instagram. So I'm just gonna share a vlog of like pretty much my routine, my vitamins, my supplements, what I'm eating right now. Kind of like the whole like daily routine. I won't like share my workout or anything, but just kind of what I'm doing right now at a little over 8 weeks out. I've tried vlogging this a few times and I'm just having a hard time. I'm not a videographer. I am no professional YouTuber or anything like that. This is my first time, so the angles are not the best. I'm using my phone, but yeah, it's real life. It's not gonna be all perfect and pretty. It's just like simple, basic, like vlog. So I'm starving. So it is already 8 o'clock. It's Thursday, so I get up in the mornings. I do my check-ins. I do my fasted check-in with my coach. I get up at 3:45, and I have to do like a posing routine and my suit and everything like that. And then I do my check-in, and then I come in here and get ready for the gym. The first thing I do in the morning is I fill this shaker cup up, or any shaker cup up, full shaker cup with water, and I do a full scoop of glutamine powder. This is good for digestion, muscle recovery. Glutamine has changed my life. So my kids are gonna be running around, my dog's gonna be running around, so if you see thumbs and hands and kids, just ignore it. Our life is kind of crazy all the time. But anyways, so I do glutamine, and then I do 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. I used to cut up lemon and do half a lemon, but it was just like a pain. So I just do like 2 capfuls of lemon juice, full, and then 1 scoop of glutamine, and I fill this up. And that's the first thing I have every single morning. Excuse me. And then what I do after that is I will do a half a scoop of, I get a full scooper, and I do put half of the scoop in a shaker cup with water, and then I dry scoop the other half, and then I take my fat burner, my Burn HD, because this has caffeine and this has caffeine, so I don't want to like overdo it. But I do 2 fat burners, and then I do the pre-workout, and that's for my first session of cardio. So right now I am super high in cardio, and so I try to break it up. Like I do part of my cardio in I know my schedule, babe. Lila's letting me know my schedule. So I break it up in 3 sections. I do fasted cardio with my fat burner. First thing, I do 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how high I can get my heart rate and how many calories I can burn. I like to try to get 200 calories in first thing. Then I start sipping on, so the other half of the pre-workout scoop goes in here with my EAAs, and this is good so you're like to keep me going since I'm working out for so long, and I don't want to break down my muscle. So that's what these EAAs are for. So I'll mix these 2 together. This one is sour gummies and raspberry lemonade. The combination is so good. I just ordered peach rings, so we'll see how that one goes. I love peaches. I like peach flavor. So anyways, yeah, Burn HD, then the EAAs, then this. And then I sip on this during my workout, during the rest of my workout. And then after my workout, like today I did glutes and quads. And so after my workout, I do another session of cardio, 30 minutes, try to burn another 150 to 200 calories. So yeah, then I come home and I will do my protein shake. I just do the Pro HD chocolate because I am a chocolate lover, and this is about as good as it gets for me right now during prep. So I do a scoop of chocolate protein, and then a whole banana, and I blend it with ice. And it's just like my favorite thing in the world. It's like my dessert. So do all that. And then now I'm gonna go log in. So for those of you that don't know, I do insurance Monday through Friday. I do commercial insurance. I'm an insurance agent. And then I also have my own business. I coach for like nutrition, lifestyle, personal training, things like that on the side. So I'll log into my computer right now. I'll update, like get all my systems logged on. Then I will jump in the shower while my systems are loading, take a quick shower, and Right now, my youngest is in basketball camp, so after I have this, I'll and I get ready and do all that. I drop him off at basketball camp real quick. It's just right down the road, and then come back and I will make my breakfast and my food, and I'll walk you guys through that routine and kind of like what I'm eating right now. But I figured I'm just gonna share like a full day, like my meals and kind of like our routine, and then we'll just go on like whatever anybody else starts requesting. I'm just gonna kind of prep like maybe a vlog like each week and just kind of talk about the changes and like where I'm at and all of that. So like right now my cardio is super high, my calories are low. I'm just a little over 1,000 calories, and I have to burn 550 calories just in cardio. I was having a hard time with leaning out, so my lower half, so my cardio is pretty high. It takes me about 2.5 hours, honestly. Like I said, depending on how high I can get my heart rate, because my energy levels are low, so I'm not like performing the way I normally would for my cardio, so it's taking a little bit longer to get my heart rate up. And then, so today is Thursday, we'll do that with Roman, go drop him off, and then I work. I'll be on my computer all day. Lila Mackay, you'll hear me say Mackay a lot. She chills with me all day, and Abram goes to work. So usually he goes to the gym with me, but he hasn't been going at the same time as me just because I'm at the gym so long right now. I love this. Alright guys, so I am back. I am going to show you my breakfast routine. What I do for breakfast. I already dropped Roman off at camp. And I just checked some emails real quick, and now I'm gonna make my breakfast and take my vitamins and everything like that. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing currently for all of that. So the best advice I can give you to staying on plan is to be prepared. So I always have like my veggies ready. I'm actually running lonely, so I'm gonna need to cut more asparagus for today. But I have my veggies ready. I always have like everything prepped. This is chicken. This is a big, huge thing of rice. You know, like our bell peppers. Everything is always ready to go. Okay, so in the morning I do asparagus and egg whites, and I was doing rice. I was doing oatmeal, but I switched to rice because oatmeal is like my favorite food of all time. And I was having a hard time with the serving size because it would like, I hate to say the word trigger because everybody uses that, like trigger now. But it would like make my cravings just super bad. So because it's like a sweet treat, you put like cinnamon and stevia in it, it was just like so sweet. And I love it, but it was like wasn't enough, and then I just didn't feel satisfied. So I stopped doing the oatmeal, and I started doing rice. Perfect thumbnail, actually. So I'm gonna need to cut more asparagus, but I chop and rinse the asparagus right away and keep them in containers like this so that I can just measure it out and throw them in the pan. So for my breakfast, I just throw my asparagus in the pan and I put a little bit of water. And I will steam it on the stove for like 5 minutes. Just cover it with a lid. This is the right lid. Oh, you know what? I think the lid is. Oh, here it is. Alright. So I will steam it for a few minutes, just in the water to make it soft. I will measure out my rice and my egg whites and all that stuff. So I'll do, oh yeah, so I started doing the rice because it's easier to not have the cravings of the oatmeal. And I get more rice, so oatmeal has more calories than rice. And so like our coach has a my coach has like a track where you can stop your foods. So I just do the rice instead because it's more filling, more satisfying, and it just doesn't like turn on those cravings that I get with the oatmeal. So I weigh everything out on the scale, like everything. I'm super, super particular about weighing out all my food. And then so I have the asparagus steam. But the rice in my egg whites and my breakfast, it's like a little omelet. It almost tastes like hash browns. The way it cooks, like it's just so satisfying. Okay, so I'll have this ready to go. And then this is what I'm going to do. And I'll do 1 whole egg. And then I will get my vitamins going. So I'll share my vitamins with you guys. Let's see. These ones. All of these. I put them in a little dish and I take them with me. Okay. So the first things that I do, let me bring them over here. So the first ones that I do are the Vita HD. The serving size is 5 capsules. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love these because they have cortisol support, like ashwagandha. They have, what else do they have? L-theanine. They have ginkgo biloba. Just a lot of like, is that Louis Vega? Just like a lot of extra stuff. Like it's all like only vitamins and minerals, but it's just like there's so many more things. I don't know. It's just the best vitamin. I have not found one comparable so far. Then I take my fish oil. I like the salmon oil just because it's the cleanest one. And then I have my NAC. What's up, Louis Vega? Here's our Louis V, our little papacito.
You guys are.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Oh,
You did it again.
Louis, bro. Ugh. All right, don't get him by my sleep, baby. Okay, so fish oil, vitamin. Okay, yeah, and then I take NAC. I take L-theanine. I take choline inositol, I think that's how you say it. And then I take taurine. And these are just my morning supplements. Okay. So here's my little vitamin. And I don't take them until I have like halfway through my breakfast because if I take them on an empty stomach, they make me super nauseous. So here's all my vitamins for the morning time. And then let's see what's next. Okay, so my asparagus is almost all the way. Let's see my butter in here. Oh, my asparagus is almost all the way steamed, so I use Kinder's seasoning on my breakfast. It's like the best seasoning in the world. So I'll throw my Kinder's in there. I'll spray a little bit of Pam because egg whites stick so bad. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Pam. I think Pam. Are you saying Pam? Do you know Step Brothers? Never mind. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So Pam is actually not that great for you. I prefer, like for the kids and Avon, using avocado oil because Pam is garbage. But right now, I can't have extra fat. So I always tell my clients to like prep is a whole lot different than lifestyle. So when you are doing a lifestyle change, you are gonna have, you know, more options, more food, different, you're gonna be able to do more. That's Repping is a whole nother ballgame. It is not the same, and it is not realistic to eat this way and train this way and sustain it. So, yeah, so I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling anybody to take any of these vitamins or supplements or follow the plan that I'm doing. This is just what I'm doing for myself currently. And that's also why I'm not going to share any of the measurements, because it's based on my plan, you know, not on anyone else's. Okay. And then lately I've been putting my breakfast protein a little bit, cutting myself a little short on my breakfast so that I can have a coffee, and I put a little bit of vanilla powder, like a teaspoon of vanilla protein powder in there. So I do a little less. Let me make these even. But I'll show how I make my iced coffee too, because usually like around 11, during like an hour, I get to do a pick me up, and I'll just do like instant coffee blended.
Oh, I love it.
Lila's watching. So I'll do like the instant coffee blended, and it is so good. Alright. So there's my breakfast getting ready. And the coffee pot turned off. Did you want a cup of coffee?
Yes.
Did you want an ice, or do you want this one?
The ice one, the protein one.
We'll wait until 11 and then we'll do our protein coffee.
Okay.
Okay, where is my...
And I can watch Twilight
No, go ahead.
with you.
Okay.
Because I want to.
Just wait till I'm done with this, okay?
Okay.
Alright, and so now I'm going to let me throw this away. So let my breakfast cook. And then, also, super important is water. So I drink, sorry, I'm getting a work email. So I drink at least a little over 3 of these a day. Right now I'm already halfway in. So I just always keep water with me. This is like my little Stanley one, I like it. It's just convenient, it has a little handle to carry around. But I drink like 3.5 of those a day. And I do not skip on my water ever. Super important. So another little backstory. So I was actually supposed to compete sooner, and I feel like it kind of worked out. It was like a blessing in disguise. Like, I know God always has his plan. So I was supposed to compete sooner. I was supposed to compete 2 weeks sooner, but was it about 5 weeks ago now? 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago? I injured myself in the gym. I think I tore my pec minor. That's what everybody has been saying it is. I've gone to physical therapists, I've gone to the doctors, and like the sports, like the ortho or sports doctors, I don't know. And pretty much everyone has said that it's a pec minor tear. So I went to get my MRI because it was a pain. They like wanted me to go to get I went to the emergency room when it happened because I thought I was having a heart attack. But then they wanted me to go get an MRI. They can only do an x-ray, and then I got the x-ray. They needed to do an MRI, but in order to get an MRI, I had to do physical therapy, but the physical therapist wouldn't touch it until they had imaging because of the injury. They didn't want to make it worse, so finally got an imaging, and they sent me for the wrong imaging. They did my shoulder instead of my chest. In the imaging, they found that there was like fluid in my bicep tendon, which was in connection with probably a tear, but they couldn't see anything in my chest. So now, I am just waiting for, they just submitted another request to do my chest x-ray, or chest MRI. So hopefully I'll get that done soon. But so I had to push my show out because I couldn't work out for 2 weeks. I couldn't work out upper body. I wasn't supposed to work out at all, but obviously it's me and I don't care what the doctor says. If I can move and breathe, I'll be at the gym getting my cardio in. So I still did my cardio. I just have been taking it super easy on upper body. Finally starting to get my strength back. It still hurts, but it is what it is. And then put a little more on here. So then, a couple weeks ago, like about 3 weeks ago, I have been able to work out again. Upper body, I've just been going super light. The good thing, I wasn't really slacking in my upper body, so I wasn't like too worried about like losing too much muscle in that time frame. So I pushed out a show 2 weeks. I was nervous to do the show because it's a little more like, I don't know, it's just a bigger show, but we're just gonna go for it. It's in South Carolina. So yeah, and what else? But yeah, it was just like a kind of a crazy, this prep has been probably the hardest prep. Not only is it more strict and everything, but I had a death in the family during the time that I had the injury, and there's just been like one thing after another. But I feel like I thrive off of like the structure and like having something to work towards, so I didn't want to pull out of the show. Plus, I haven't competed in over a year because I wanted to take the time to build and come back with the improvements that I needed to, which I feel like I've made so many. So I just didn't want to stop and like lose the momentum. So that's where I'm at with that. And then, what else? Yeah, so this prep is a lot different because it's a lot more strict. I don't do any artificials, hardly ever. Like I will do the tiniest bit of stevia. I shared on my Instagram. I'm not doing any gum. I don't do any sauces. My last preps I did like Coke Zeros and drinks and sodas and all the things. And my digestion was just jacked. It was so bad. So I don't do any of that anymore, especially during prep. When I'm not on prep, I'll definitely like be more lenient, but I've also just learned to really appreciate like whole foods, and especially with my kids. I am really particular with the kids with their whole foods, like my son, because he's had a history of seizures and he's autistic, and so cleaning up his diet has just been a game changer. Sorry, my ring keeps going off, but yeah. So this is my breakfast. I'm using fork. Oh, I already have a fork. Honestly, prep brain is real. Like I have brain fog. I am exhausted with like low calories and all the, yeah. So I'm a little spacey. So anyways, so this is my breakfast. It's just my egg whites, a whole egg, rice, and veggies. And then I will do these vitamins halfway through. And then around, like in an hour, I'll come and make my iced coffee and do like a little video of that. But I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna go work, and then I'll share just some more stuff like as I go on. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. A little pick me up. It is 11:40. I'm actually running a little behind, so I'm just gonna show you what I do. This is just plain whey isolate protein. This is Abrams protein, but it just gives, I literally use like a teaspoon of it or a spoon of it, because I subtract a little bit of my protein from my breakfast protein, and just to give my coffee like a little bit of flavor, because I hate black coffee. So I will do a spoon of that, and then I will do a spoon of instant coffee. And I have just ice and water in there right now. And then I'll do just a squirt, a little bit of the stevia sweetener. I won't use anything else. And then I'll blend this up, and then I'll add more ice and then blend it again. But I like to blend it and then make it like really, really frothy and icy, because it's like a, what is the word called? A frappuccino. All right, guys, so I am doing my next meal. I'm actually doing it kind of late because I had a new client check-in that I had to do, so I went and picked up Roman, and now I'm going to do my next meal. So I always just like use this pan. I keep it on the stove all day because I like to reheat my food in a pan. I don't like it when it's microwaved because I just feel like it tastes weird. So I always keep a pan and I let it just on the stove. After I use it, I wash it out real quick and then put it back up here. But my next meal is only protein and veggies. So I either do a protein pancake, which would be like half a scoop of protein and then like a half a serving of egg whites, and just shake it up and put it in the pan. Whenever I have a sweet tooth, I'll do that. But I'm running low on my protein, and I want to save that for like my breakfast protein. So I ordered protein, but it's like coming in late. So anyways, so I will do I'll do a half a serving of egg whites and then chicken. Sometimes I just do chicken, or sometimes I'll just do the egg whites, but this time I'm gonna do half chicken, half egg whites, just to switch up the texture, because sometimes I get a little burnt out. And then I will do my veggies. So now, even though I'm a little behind, it's okay. I have my cucumbers and my stevia, my cinnamon, and I have my egg whites and chicken and bell peppers, and I'm gonna have my Perrier right now. And I can keep working until about 3:25. Then I will get my stuff together, grab my next meal, and I'll eat my next meal before we take off to the kids' class, to MMA, and then do my cardio over there, and I take a meal with me over there too. So after I'm done, then I eat my meal, and then have one more meal after that. So yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do right now. I'll finish this, and then I will jump back on with my next meal so you guys can see what I'm eating there, and that's it. All right, so it is the kids' lunch. So they come and eat back here. They are gonna have some chicken wraps with they have some Greek yogurt, almond butter, some fruit, some veggies, and then some Brazilian nuts. You guys hungry? Yeah. All right. So I will just put their food down right here for them. And then they'll come and take a little break and eat. And I'm gonna go make my next meal. All right, guys, I am back. I am prepping my last meal. We're running a little late again because I've just been busy with work. It's 3:20. So for this next meal, I do asparagus, rice, and ground turkey. And then I prep my meal before I leave. So I already have the asparagus steaming on the stove, and I just reheat it again. I make my sweet potatoes in the microwave. I just do like a baked potato. I wash them, and then I wrap them with a wet paper towel. So I'll wash it really good. And then I'll like stab it with a knife. Let me get a paper towel a little wet. Ah, Zoe, what are you doing? He's a beggar. Okay, so I'll wash it really good, and then I'll wet the paper towel, and I will stab it. There's asparagus on this. I will stab it so that it doesn't like explode in the microwave. And just when I don't have, I stopped prepping sweet potatoes. I used to prep them in the oven, but honestly, I get grossed out whenever they start getting soggy. So I'm gonna pack this meal. I'm gonna pack them their snacks, and then we're gonna go. I'll try to record like a little video of the gym, of the kids doing like class or something, or probably not the kids, but maybe the adult class. And then I will share my last little portion of the day.
Backpack was open. There's Albertsons back.
Okay. All right, so we just left kickboxing. Class was good. I am super tired. I did my last round of cardio, and then I did class. The kids did their class, and then I did class. Lila and I did class. And now I'm eating this last meal. Sad story, my sweet potato rolled on the floor before I packed my meal, so I had to replace it with like the saddest little serving of rice. I'm so sweaty right now. It was so hot in there. So now we're just gonna drive home. I don't know if you can see the kids in the background. They're probably doing something weird. So we're just gonna drive home, and then depending on what the weather's like, we might jump in the pool. I have to have my last shake or meal or whatever I'm gonna do, and then my last little bit of vitamins, and then I'm done for the day. Then I'll take a bath. I've been soaking in Epsom salt at night because I'm so sore because of all the working out. Like literally, it's kind of crazy, but this time around, with how much cardio I'm doing, like I literally have gotten blisters from so much cardio. And I've tried every different type of shoe, and like, so my feet hurt, my body hurts. Like this prep has been rough. That's the reality of it though. So like, I'm sharing all the real stuff. It's hard.
it's hard, you know, like when you're working full time and then you have your kids. And we're gonna do homeschool this year, so that's gonna be fun. I'm actually really excited to do it. Lila and I are gonna come up with like our schedule and or we already kind of did, and then we're gonna come up with our menu, and just we're excited about it. She thrives off of like making charts and stuff, huh, babe? She loves to like make charts and lists, and like even for her chores, and she likes to make like schedules like from start to finish of the day, like what we're gonna do and everything. It's super cute. So so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go home. We usually do some family time, the kids. If we get home this late, so Tuesdays and Thursdays are our late days. So Abram is already home by now, so he'll either have food warmed up for the kids or he'll be making food most of the time, unless he's still at work. I haven't talked to him yet. And then we'll just chill. We eat together as a family. Maybe jump in the pool or just like soak our feet in the pool for a little while. Just stick our feet out there and like hang out in the backyard. And then I have to foam roll and stretch before I go to bed. And then that's it. So I will jump on whenever I am gonna do my last shake or meal or whatever we're gonna do. And then yeah.
All right, so we just got home. I am doing my last meal. I decided to do a protein shake. I'm using Abram's protein, so I put a little cinnamon in it to make it taste better, because this one's super plain. So I'm gonna drink this, and then I have one more serving of vitamins. I'll do Louis Vega. I'm gonna do one more serving of these, and then one more fish oil, and then. What did you miss me? Did you miss me? Okay. Okay. I got him little cookies. We just went to the store. I got like bell peppers, bananas, and dog treats. Anyways, so I'm gonna do this real quick, and then I will be done for the night. And so I'm going to go like foam roll, and I'm gonna go soak in Epsom salt. We would have gotten in the pool, but it's raining, so can't do that. But yeah, so that is what I do throughout the day. That's what I eat right now at almost 8 weeks out, in a few days. So I will update you guys probably around 6 weeks out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.